I'm going to warn you guys right now that today's video is basically me crying for 20 minutes straight. If you want to cry together, you can keep watching. If that's not your thing, you can skip this one. There were multiple periods while recording this video where just for like a minute straight, I'd be just choked up and I just couldn't even talk. I'd cut out most of that. I left in just some little tails of it just to kind of see the emotion. And I decided, I considered re-recording it on a different day to try to make it like less in tears and just, less so over the top emotional. But I decided to leave it as is because I think it just serves as a testament to the impact that he had on me and the impact that I think he had on the world. So here's the video. If you guys have watched my channel at all before, you've noticed me quoting Daniel Naroditsky very often because he was my absolute favorite chess YouTuber, content creator, player, commentator, whatever you want to call him, educator. He was just the best. He was so incredibly talented. And this loss is just like, I've just been devastated by it. I never met him. I've already cried. It just barely started. I never met him. I just knew him from his videos. That's probably a similar story to maybe most of you who may or may not see this video. But I just want to share my experience with what he meant to me, and maybe it can help us grieve together. And for those of you, if you stumbled upon this video and you're not a chess player, you don't know who he was a chess grandmaster, which means he was absurdly good at chess. I'm in the top 1% of online chess players in the world. I'm 1,800 on chess.com, and I couldn't ever hope to dream to beat a chess grandmaster. Like, he was insanely good at chess. But his, in my view, biggest contribution was these YouTube videos of, he did like speedrun series where he would start at the beginner level on chess.com playing 500, 600 elo, like basic beginner opponents. And he would explain all the strategies, all the concepts that you need to most focus on at that level. And then in each progressive video, he would play slightly stronger and stronger opponents, and his explanations would grow and morph and add complexity and nuance as you move up the rating ladder. And it provided just this very clear stepping stone where anyone could look up his videos for free and have an actual path to just continue to improve at chess through just the entire range, basically. And that was really a revelation in the world of chess YouTube content. There was some good stuff before that. I've been, watching YouTube videos for 10 to 15 years on chess. There's some good stuff before that, but his was truly just another level. And still to this day, I think they're the best videos ever made. The day I found out the news, I was just numb. I watched Gotham Chess's video where he talked about that feeling, just staring at a wall, just that numb feeling, and that's exactly how I was all day. I went to a park and I took a beach chair and I just sat down, and it was ironically the most beautiful day. Just so sunny, the grass was so green, and it was like, does the world not care, This is going to be a very emotional video, and I decided to let that be how it is because, number one, I don't think I could do it not emotional. I kind of all day today I felt totally numb, and I thought man, I might be too numb to even make the video, and then now all of a sudden I start talking, I'm just crying. But also I've found that when I watch interviews of other people who are very emotional about it, that it's cathartic for me, that I'm not alone. And so I hope that, it might provide that to some of you as well. The last several years of my life, I've had health issues, and I haven't been able to live a normal life, play sports, work even, and chess has been one of the only things I've still been able to do that I love. And when I discovered his videos, I mean, it just really, he helped me love the game even more. And I learned so much about chess from him, but also just about teaching. I love teaching. And he was maybe the best teacher I've ever seen. I mean, he was just incredible. Just the amount of information per sentence that he could deliver and do it in a funny way and an entertaining way. And it was just unbelievable. I mean, I've never seen anyone that good at it. It was just incredible. And in his explanations, he did such an amazing job at covering or explaining things to a multi-skilled audience in a way that everyone could understand. I mean, it was just incredible. You know, he'd be playing someone at like a 2000 level, 2000 elo level, but he would explain in a way that makes sense for someone below 1000 or someone who's 1500. I was 1600 when I found his content, and through watching his videos, it took me to 1800. Actually, the strongest improvement I've ever seen in my chess like history was I would watch one Daniel Naroditsky video a night, and I'd play one 15-10 game a night. And during that like 2 or 3 months, I just like very steadily just went from 1600 to 1800. And I think I could have even just kept going, but I like took a break or something. But yeah, I mean, just incredible. And he would also layer your understanding as the videos progress. So like, you know, he would bring up certain concepts in video one and then would expound on them as time went on. And, you know, he would call back to prior episodes of like, oh, now remember in that last episode, we had this game and this concept. Now here is an example where that doesn't quite fit, or here's an example where you need to double down on that or whatever. And it was so layered and interconnected, and just like the perfect document of just self-contained knowledge where you could just start from zero and understand everything. Another huge word that jumps to mind every time I think of Daniel Naroditsky is impressive. He's just impressive, man. I mean, just everything he's so good at, it just boggles the mind. He was also insanely good at impressions. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. If you didn't, you need to like search it up or something. He would impersonate different like chess characters. So I've seen him do one of like Kasparov or of like Yasser Seirawan. And they were just impeccable. And then he would also add another layer to it, and he would do the impression in a different language. So like he would do like Kasparov like speaking Spanish or something, or speaking like Yasser Seirawan speaking Russian or like whatever. He knew like I forget how many languages he knew, but I mean he just such a talented guy. I mean crazy. But even beyond that, just what's shown through in his videos is who he was as a person. He was so kind, so patient, so compassionate, so encouraging towards other people, and how he explained things. And I wrote down some other words. He's fascinated. He was gracious. He was warm. He was passionate. I mean, he was just like everything you'd want to be. And I think he's the first time I've ever had a true role model, or someone I admired that deeply on that deep of a level who's younger than me. I'm 31. He was 29. And I mean, I just admired him so much. And for the past several years, I've been so isolated in my daily life. I haven't been able to live life. I haven't been able to see friends so much of the time. It's been an extremely isolating experience. And Daniel Naroditsky's videos were just such a source of joy and wonder and connection for me. And they just meant so much to me. And I mean, his videos were, for me, and I think now and always will be the best like chess YouTube content I've ever seen. I mean, they were just masterpieces. And the last couple of years, ever since I, discovered him, I would tell anyone I was talking to who was interested in chess, I would just always be trying to worm it into the conversation. Hey, have you heard of this guy, Daniel Naroditsky? And then I'll text them, the Speedrun, send them a link. And I mean, just for years, I just always been recommending him nonstop to like as many people who will listen to me, you know. I also recommended him nonstop on Reddit. I was one of his biggest advocates, just constantly worming it into the comment threads for people to go check out his speedruns. I mean, yeah, just look at all these, just nonstop. I was a menace. And I'm going to keep doing it too. I was trying to think of some like another person in some other domain outside of chess, like sports or something, like trying to think of anyone analogous to Daniel Naroditsky. And it just seems like no one even comes close. I mean, it's like he was, you know, an NBA player or, you know, pick your sport of choice, like pro player, who also in his spare time was the best coach you've ever seen in your life, who's making video after video telling you, okay, like when you're a beginner, here's everything you need to know. Here's how you break down the skills. And then now once you're an intermediate, okay, now here's everything you need to know. And then all the way up to his full like professional level in a way that was engaging and fun and made sense. And like, it was just so good. And also in his spare time, so not only is he the pro player, not only is he the best coach you've ever seen, he's also like one of the best commentators of the sport. So he's going on and he's commentating the games for the other teams or something. Like, it's just insane, the breadth of what he contributed to the world of chess and just to the world in general. A few days ago, I actually got to meet the Botez sisters for the first time. They were doing like a little event, and I was able to play a game with them. And while we were playing, Alex asked me like, "What's your favorite, or who's your favorite chess YouTuber?" Because I brought up, you know, I have a little chess YouTube channel and stuff. And without hesitation, I said Daniel Naroditsky. And I think she like kind of smiled and then was like, "That's like someone who only drinks fine wine," is I think what she said. And I laughed because I mean it's true. He was just so incredible, and I mean it was just a cool moment that she also appreciated him in that way. But yeah, he was just amazing, man. He just meant so much to me. And I mean I don't think I've ever mourned someone this deeply who I didn't know. And I know a lot of people have said that. I've watched, you know, tribute videos and stuff, and I mean, it's just on another level. Like for him to leave so soon. I mean, in the last like year or so, I remember multiple times thinking to myself, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do with his life. He's so young. I'm so excited to see how he's going to continue to like contribute to chess and to just grow and contribute to the world. And to have that cut so short, I mean, tragedy is just like almost just doesn't cut it. And like, I mean, yeah, that's a thought I've had multiple times over the last, you know, several months and year or so. It was just that I was so excited to see what he was going to do. The last few days I've written down just every note, every thought as it came to my mind of just about him. So partly so I can make this video. So it'll be a little scattered from here. I'm going to try to hit kind of everything. But I'd written something about just his teaching specifically, that he embodied fantastic teaching, and that the factors of that are sharing your passion on the subject. I mean, he was just always so enthusiastic, helping others quickly understand, getting them to see the magic in it. That's something that really shone through, I think, in his videos. And then also doing all of that while, you know, putting a smile on their face or making them laugh. And he just did that every time. And also he was just a pillar of integrity. You could just tell by how he talked about certain things. I saw like a comment someone talked about, he was so impartial. And I've never seen someone complimented in that way, but it really is true of just how he talked about things. He was so fair and so compassionate towards other people. If people in his chat started being a little shitty about something, like, you know, maybe they were accusing his opponent of cheating or something like that, he would always squash that stuff and be like, no, hey guys, no, like, we got to keep in mind, like, blah, 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 whatever it was. It didn't matter what the misconduct was. He was always holding his audience and holding them to a better standard and showing them just, now guys, let's rise above that, basically, is how he operated. It was so clear from his streams that he was just so kind-hearted and also just always acted with the utmost statesmanship. Just such a classy guy and how he treated people and handled situations. I want to show you guys a couple samples of some of the beautiful comments that have really stood out to me. This is just a few, but on Reddit, someone said, I'm sure we can all agree that Naroditsky was truly a mountain of a man, not by stature as the metaphor usually goes, but by his character. I'd often find myself wanting to emulate his kindness, his impartiality, his empathy, or his wonderful ability to articulate himself so well, rather than merely wanting to emulate his chess. You could name any award after Naroditsky, and I'm sure he'd be the perfect embodiment of it, whatever quality that might be. That last line is just so beautiful. It just really encapsulates like who he was. Here's another really beautiful one from Reddit. I don't even play chess. My son loves chess. He died by suicide nearly 3 years ago when he was 20 years old. Daniel was his favorite chess teacher, and I started watching all of his videos after my son died. I've watched all of his speedruns multiple times while falling asleep. Through Daniel, I had a connection to the son I lost and his interest in chess. Daniel made chess so interesting that you didn't even need to play to be thoroughly and entertained and invested in his content. And he is such a good and caring person as well. The news of Daniel hits hard. It hurts. I pray for him and his family in this difficult time. This world got a little darker with Daniel's passing, but the next one got a whole lot brighter. I forgot to add what I learned from GM Daniel Naroditsky. I learned to love and appreciate the beautiful game of chess, even though I don't play. Thank you, Daniel. And then I saw this comment on a Gotham chess video, which is just so tragic, but so true. He died thinking his reputation had been ruined. That's the most heartbreaking part. If you watch some of the recent interviews with him or that last stream, I mean, it was clear he was very affected by the accusations. And it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, the reaction to his death is the real testament of who he was and what he did for the world. I also watched an interview with the Chess Dojo guys, and Jesse Cryer early in the interview said the day he heard the news, he felt a deep sense of meaninglessness. And that's how I've felt since then. I mean, just like, how can we live in a world where we lose someone like him? You know, we're told when we're growing up that life isn't fair, and we all know that life isn't fair. But that's one of the hardest things to accept in life, is that it's not fair. And this was just another level. I mean, he was such a great person. He was so good at what he was doing, and he was contributing so much to the world. And he was going to do that for decades. And like many of you, I wasn't aware that he was struggling quite so much. I thought it was kind of in the past. And I saw Alexandra Botez said something similar on Instagram, that she just didn't realize he needed support. And I mean, I think that's how we all felt and feel. And I mean, it's just so tragic. Like, is there anything that we, the fans, could have done? You know, like, that's going to haunt us forever. Like, he was such a selfless, generous person, just giving to the world. And were we not there when he needed us, you know? And I mean, we don't know exact like cause of death still, but I mean, was there ever anyone less deserving of public attacks, of false accusations? I mean, was there anyone more beloved by his community? I mean, just the the outpouring of just universal love for him is, I mean, it's so beautiful, but it's so sad. There's a couple other interviews that I'm just going to recommend to you guys that you can check out. This one with David Howell was very short and just very moving. Seeing the emotion in this one. Grant Owen also made a really beautiful post. You guys should check it out. It's on Twitter. You can just search his name. It'll pop up. This was my comment to him, just thanking him for sharing. This was also a really beautiful one from Reddit. You can pause if you want to read it. Basically, someone wanted to thank Daniel Naroditsky for all the videos he's done, how much he's learned from him, and bought him NBA tickets so they went to a game together. And it's really beautiful. There have been so many heartwarming stories that have come out after his death. And I want to also say that none of them are surprising, just because we knew who he was, you know? And Gotham Chess said that in a recent video too, that he attended the funeral, and just that the warmth and presence that you get from Daniel Naroditsky's videos, he said that that's who he was, you know? Anna Rudolph also made an incredible tribute to him. She was maybe even more emotional than I am in this video, which is saying something. And you guys should check that one out. And she talks about her prior history with false accusations of cheating and how deeply that affected her. And she also has a petition to help make changes to the chess world. So I'll link to that below as well, and you guys should sign that. Also in Gotham Chess's video, he said that Daniel Naroditsky was the most well-spoken person he ever met. Godmator also posted something nice on Twitter and said, "Unimaginable tragedy. A great person, chess player, and chess history connoisseur. I could listen to Dania for hours, just effortlessly bending the English language to his will. As a fellow content creator, I admired it greatly." I just love that. Just effortlessly bending the English language to his will. I mean, that's so perfect for how skilled he was at delivering a message and how well-spoken he was. There's only a few people in public life, you know, I can name on one hand the people that I really deeply admire and hold into like a role model role. People that I just aspire to be more like, and Daniel Naroditsky was one of those people. I've thought about something else too that, well, I'm an atheist, but if God had come to me and said, "Hey, Cody, I'm going to smite one of your favorite public figures tomorrow, but I'm going to let you protect one of them. You get to save one of them. Who would you want to safeguard?" And I would have picked Daniel Naroditsky. I mean, he was just so young. He was just like the brightest shining light in the chess world. And it's hard to even think of someone who's had just such a positive influence through what they've tried to contribute to the world. So to just lose such a great person, I mean, it's just devastating. I mean, obviously this has been a very emotional video, and maybe some people think it's weird that I'm this emotional about someone I never met, but I think some of you will understand and you'll feel the same, and that's why I wanted to share this, because we need to remember him together. Okay, I've got one last thing I want to read for you guys, and then a couple other thoughts, and then we'll wrap this up. This was a really beautiful one from Twitter. We'll start from here. Out of anyone I've met or known, in some way through the internet at least, I've never seen a more pure soul. Someone with a true passion for helping others. Someone so keenly intelligent. Someone so effortlessly witty. Someone so outwardly passionate for the game they love. Someone so thoughtful and full of empathy. These traits shine through in every stream, every video, every tournament you commentated, and in every way others would talk about you. Daniel, you are an inspiration to me. You inspire me to be a better teacher. You inspire me to be a better leader. You inspire me to be passionate about the things I love. You inspire me to be strong in the face of hardship. You inspire me to reach for my dreams. You inspire me to improve myself. You inspire me to be determined. You inspire me to work hard. You inspire me to be more kind and respectful to others. You inspire me to make others laugh. You inspire me to be a more positive role model. You inspire me to be the best, most kind, empathetic, inspirational, helpful, funny, and thoughtful person I can be. There will never be anyone like you. May you rest in peace, Danya. I'm sending love to your family, friends, and the many people you have touched with your warmth and love. And I mean, that's it. I mean, he was just, I admired him so deeply, and he will always be a role model for me. And I think now we just have to carry his spirit forward of all those attributes, like in this Reddit comment. And I just, I had hoped to meet him one day, and I had hoped to tell him just how amazing, he is. And just thank him for what he's done for the world. I feel that I'm a better person for having experienced Daniel Naroditsky's videos, and I think I will continue to be a better person through the example that he set. And I think for many of us, we never met him, but we knew him. And he was just the brightest light, and he will be deeply missed.